we knew this was going to be a grind of a game. They scratch and claw and hold, and they're just very, very physical. And we needed to prepare ourselves to do the same thing. And so I liked a lot of things about the game. I mean, 24 in the first quarter is solid, certainly. And then 17 in the second is great. And then we got a little separation in the third. And then fourth. I like the way our guys went in at the end of the game. I mean, they didn't just trade shots. Walker made a hard play going to the floor, and that's how it's got to be now in this league.
Out kind of game. What impressed you about the way Tyrese was able to still play free and kind of get through all that part of it to have the night he did?
Well, Tyrese was the difference in the game. No question about that. I think he had 4 threes in the first quarter, maybe even 5. I'm not really for sure, but that got the building going. It got us juiced up, and this is why you need great players on your team.
The All-Star break was more of a break for him than he's had in a while. I believe he mentioned. Have you seen like a pep in his step since then, or anything change in his disposition in the games since then? To
me, it's just been a gradual ascent through the season. I do think the rest during the break was helpful. He's played very well, in all 4 of these games. I mean, homestands are challenging for a lot of reasons. This one because of the quality of the opponents, and in the case of Toronto, they've been a hard matchup, and they're just they're an in-your-face physical, run through a wall team, and you got to be ready for that. And our guys did a really solid job.
Myles is obviously another guy who's been really good since the break. Another strong night tonight, 5 from 3, but also he had a lot of presence around the rim, 2 blocks, but altered more than that. What did you like about him on both ends tonight?
Yeah, Myles has been terrific. I mean, and look, that period before the break where he missed some games, that was the bright side of that was it was a nice rest for him to get his legs back and stuff. And the two practices coming out of the break were key practices for us. They were hard, but there was a lot of stuff involving holding the ball, getting your rhythm back, and stuff like that. And he did a really good job. At the beginning of that Memphis game, he missed 3 or 4 threes right off the bat. And I think I told you guys this after the game. In the first time out, we'd had a bunch of good looks that weren't going down. And I said, hey guys, this is the first quarter after the All-Star break. Everybody's missing shots right now. The process is good. Keep stepping into them. And then when he went back in after that early break in the Memphis game, he got on a roll, and he's been on it ever since. And so, we need to take the great threes when they're there. He's done a really nice job. And tonight, we needed everything we got from him, Tyrese, and everybody.
To go back to the defense, I mean, you mentioned before the game that R.J. Barrett had been a problem for you guys the first couple. Obviously, you had a couple guys tonight that you didn't have in the first couple games, in Aaron and Ben in particular. Just what do you like about just the wing defense? Some of the guys that had caused you problems before, but it seemed like you guys handled them pretty well.
Well, Barrett's averaged over 30 in the first 2 games. So it wasn't a hard sell that this guy has been a problem and that we need to really pay attention to him and try to take some things away if possible. And look, it helps when they're second night of a back-to-back and you're not. But it's a team thing. I mean, he's a guy that gets downhill for a guy that's big and strong. He gets by people. And we were able to keep him in front of us a lot of the night tonight, which really helped.
Coach, what was the biggest difference in terms of valuing your possessions after the first quarter? Toronto obviously plays that frenetic pace, but there was a complete difference as far as taking care of the basketball security-wise thereafter.
Well, things were loose to start the game. I think some of it was their physicality and just how they play. They rip at everything. They're up. They create, an element in the game where it's hard for the officials to blow the whistle every time. And so we didn't do a good job. I think they had 12 points off turnovers in the first quarter. Second quarter, we had 2 turnovers, and we were able to, get it to a 10-point lead. And so, teams like this, you've just gotta hang in, and you gotta understand that it's a tedious type game, and just keep in the grind mode, and when you can break out and flow and get some easy transition, you got to do it. Yes.
Sorry. The Raptors were up 2-0 in this season series. Was there a new game plan?
It's 2-1 now.
There we go. Was there a new game plan going into tonight that you kind of changed the mindset against them?
Well, we needed to play better. We needed to play harder in the effort areas. Rebounding has been a problem against them. Transition points have been a problem against them. And so, transition is a defensive coverage. Blocking out at the end of defensive possessions is part of a coverage. And so those two areas were really key. We did better in those areas, and we were able to get the ball in the basket. Thanks.
I think with a team like this, we knew that they were going to come out aggressive. That's the way they play. They play a lot of full court pressure, and we try to just use the pressure against them. Back doors and slot drives and whatnot. And we were able to do just that. I think the third quarter we opened things up, obviously, but they're a competitive team.
You thought about your own defensive level, particularly in the last 2 months or so since you guys really turned things around on that end of the floor?
I've been locked in, man. Honestly, I told you I've watched a lot of film, obviously, but I just tendencies. I think I'm starting to figure out, not only our system, but just figure out our guys. I know when I'm in a pick and roll with Drew, what he likes to do. I know when I'm in a pick and roll with Aaron, what he likes to do. I know when I'm in a pick and roll with Tyrese, I have to be up like a little bit more. It's just little nuances of the game that you pick up on as you continue to keep playing.
You guys changed something coverage-wise for you at that time, or is it just exactly what you just described? Teammates,
we're like always, between Jenny and JB, they're always adding different wrinkles to our defense. We don't. Some games we try different things, work on them in practice, obviously, but we try different high-level coverages. I think when you have a group that's been together as long as we have, you start to again pick up on those tendencies. So it's easier to coach a group like that.
What have you thought of this run Ty's been on since the All-Star break?
I'm happy for him, man. I think that there was a lot of just unnecessary pressure on him before the All-Star break. You know what I mean? Just to try to prove something. And I think that he's, I think he took his licks at the beginning of the season. Everybody was talking crazy about him. Is he this? Is he that? And I think he just really weathered the storm. And I'm really happy that he's hooping at the level he's hooping at because, it opens things up for everybody else. And, he's one of the leaders on this team. He's one of our go-to guys. So when he gets hot, it's a fun night, especially here at the home at the crib. So, I think he's starting to find his stride. Now he's got to maintain it.
Keep on that for you, and obviously you're 5-5 tonight. You've been shooting it really well just since the break. Just what have you liked about yourself offensively? It seemed like a lot of that is you guys playing off each other and pick and pop stuff. But what's come together for you, especially shooting the ball?
Just being aggressive. I think that we got the green light to shoot. Just he encourages us to get threes up, and especially in transition, and just moving without the ball. And again, just dissecting defenses. Some teams guard with a 5, some teams guard me with their 4. But I've had teams guard me with their 1. It's just a matter of figuring it out early, and then making your way on the floor out there. I think in the past I had a tendency, like the past a couple of seasons, to kind of just ice myself out the game. If I wasn't getting the ball, I would kind of get in my own feelings or get in my head. But now I'm just, again, just trying to be as aggressive as possible and just try to read the defenses every game.
Is some of that, I guess, just Ty and just what he's done, sort of culturally? Do you just know the ball's going to find you if you give good energy? I guess is that kind of a long-term change, I guess, in terms of knowing there's no reason to get in your feelings because the ball's going to find you?
Yeah, but it comes with experience of playing with Tyrese. So I think that we do have great synergy. I think that's something that's undeniable, really. I think that, when he first got here, I was able to watch him, because I was out that season and whatnot. And then we picked right back up the next season. And, we've kind of, haven't looked back since. So just developing and to continue to develop that synergy, continue to, add different, levels to our game and continue to keep pushing forward.
Just how big was it for you guys? You guys are obviously kind of struggling as a group offensively. For you and Ty to kind of carry everybody early while you're having some turnover struggles and missing some shots and stuff like that. Did you guys kind of look at yourselves and say, okay, we've got to carry these guys, pick these guys up for a little bit there?
That's the beauty of this team. If it's not me, it's Pascal. If it's not Pascal, it's Tyrese. Not Tyrese. Drew can go off. Aaron can go off. Ben Mather can go off. Shepard has big games. Obi Top has been playing amazing since after the break. I think that we got a lot of we play 10 to 11 guys and 10 to 11 capable guys at that. So that's like I said, again, that's the beauty of the way our roster's orchestrated.
Just playing free, having fun. Always helps to see the first one go in. Just kind of react from there, and just thought I did a good job of staying aggressive all night, doing what was needed. Obviously, our team doesn't have a great record, but they got a lot of young, hungry dudes who play hard. And we were turning the ball over early. That's what really kept them in the game early, and then thought we did a good job taking care of the ball. I think we had 10 or 11 turnovers within the first minute of the second quarter. Finished with 19, so I mean, not great, but better. Last time we played these guys, we had 21 assists, 21 turnovers. So, 28-19 is still not great, but better than 21-21. So thought we did a good job taking care of the ball, and then we were just making shots.
I heard you mention this on TV, but didn't see it. When did you find out you were going to play today, and when did this groin thing pop up for you? Did it impact you at all?
I mean, it popped up at halftime last game. I was sore, just tightened up on me. And then when did I find out I was going to play today? 4:30. I just had to get clearance from them. I've had a lot of questionable nights since I've been here in my career. So, there's a series of tests that I got to pass with these guys. And I passed them, and they allowed me to play. So, thankful for that.
Been playing well since the break. Can you recall the last time you had that much time off as you did over the All-Star break, and how much did that rejuvenate you in this stretch?
Nah, it's been a little bit since I've had some rest. But I enjoyed All-Star break, man. I went to Mexico with my girls, kick my feet up, reflect on the year that it's been, reflect on where I can get better, watch The Wire. I read Drew Hanlon's new book, Stop BSing Yourself. He's been begging me to plug that one, so I'm going to do that. But I did read that. That's the first book I've read in a very long time. But in all seriousness, just being able to kick my feet up a little bit, rest, reflect on the year it's been and how I can be better, how I have to be better for us moving forward. And, I felt good since the break.
Just since you brought it up, and I just thought the title was interesting. I mean, what did the book say to you, I guess? I mean, obviously, when just hearing that sentence, but what else was in there that told you? And you deal with them all the time, but still.
Yeah, there's nothing in the book really that he hasn't already told me. I hear a little bit more of his stories with other guys, which I think having worked with Drew now for a couple of years is a big benefit. Is he's with other top guys in the league, and I'm only in year 5, and these guys, Joel, Jason, they've been in the league for a while. I've went through all the similar things that I'm going through. So that's I'm always thankful for that, and I think it's just different, reading it because I think it's for me, I'm seeing it like he's not just yelling at me, he's telling everybody that, but I feel his messaging in there as well. But yeah, no, it's been good to just step aside for a little bit, and I think what reading does, I feel I sound like I'm advocating for reading. I don't read, but but people should read. We all should read. Kids should read. Let's read. But I'm saying when you do read and you put the book down for a second, it makes you think. Makes you I feel like reflection has been really good for me, really all season. Working with our sports therapist here and doing just more mental exercise has been really good for me this season. So, definitely helped.
What city in Mexico and how much of The Wire did you watch? What seasons?
Oh, okay. It was in Playa del Carmen, right? Yeah, that's the name of it. And I got 9 episodes left. When we went to All-Star break, I was in season 2, and now I got 9 episodes left. I'm in season 5. Great show. One of the most elite shows I've ever watched. The problem is because I have a girlfriend, I watch a lot of chick flicks. So I watch a lot of Grey's Anatomy, Gossip Girl. So I decided to take a stand and do something for myself for once. So I'm watching The Wire. I'm going to The Sopranos next. So I got about Gossip Girl's elite television. Don't let anybody tell you different.
The Wire's definitely elite. To go back to this one, what just as you said before, when you get your second one down, you're on heat check mode. I mean, just what was it like just to be in that zone, basically, and to do it early? I guess how much does it change your level of confidence, basically, when the first couple go down and you can get in that space early?
Yeah, I think I'm just trying to play the right way, take good shots. I feel like I had my 15 shots. I feel like all of them were good shots. Maybe it was I rushed when I hit the 4 in a row. The 5th one I rushed a little bit, but I'm just trying to take what the defense gives me. And I think I just understanding we've played enough where there's been enough of a sample size that it's no secret when I score the ball we win games. So I'm just trying to be aggressive, trying to help us win games. That's all I really care about. And we're trying to lock in the top 4 seed. So just trying to approach every day the right way.
And just how I feel like you're making an impact defensively as well. I think 3 steals looks like you're reading a lot of passing lanes well, turning that into defense, into offense.
Yeah.
What's coming together for you?
I heard this
as far as that's
question a
concerned?
long time, man, maybe ever. No, I think just trusting my instincts. Me and Coach watch. We don't even watch. Me and Coach don't even really watch offensive film together anymore. It's mainly defensive stuff, and he's always on me about being more solid, being in the right places. And he knows I have instincts, and I tend to gamble from time to time. But he's just been on me about gambling within the system. Taking chances, smart chances. When they present themselves. So I still obviously got a long way to go on the defense side of the ball, but Coach has done a great job. Jenny and Jim also just staying on me, locking in how I can be better defensively. Like, honestly, most of the offensive film I watch is with Drew. Maybe Isaac a little bit, but, for the most part, I watch a lot of defensive film with our coaches. So, just trying to, pitch in where I can. The other day, true fact, Jenny in the huddle told me to keep leading us defensively, and Andrew didn't like that. That's when she tells me that makes me feel good. But yeah, just trying to be as good of a team defender as I can. Yeah.
Tyrese, with TJ being out of the mix tonight, puts a little more onus, of course, on Ben. Talk about his progression from, say, a season ago to this point right now. The
Which
evolution you've seen. Shepard.
Shepard. Yeah. I definitely think he's stepping in, doing a great job. Understanding. When he got drafted here, not really knowing what his role was going to be, played a little bit of G League minutes last year, and then Matherin got hurt, and he just found his way into the rotation, playing playoff minutes, all that stuff. So it's been baptism by fire a little bit for him, we really rely on him to be, one of our great on-ball defenders. Especially early in the year with Aaron going down, Drew being down, we really relied on Shep to have to step up and do that, and he's doing a great job of that. Ben Shepard's just a guy that. Every team in the NBA wants a guy like that. He just is plug and play. He'll do exactly what's asked of him, and he always plays hard, has great energy, and he's just a good dude. So, good things happen to good people, and good things happen to guys who work hard, and he fits both those. So, really good to see him doing well. I would bet that since the break, he would tell you he's not shooting the ball the way he wants to right now, but he's getting good looks, and he's playing hard on the defensive end. That's all we can really ask. And he's been impacting games off the bench for us. Appreciate it.